Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaha. Bhadram Pasyema Akshabhiryajatraha. Sthirairangai Tushtuva Sastanubhihi. Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Swasti na Indro Vruddhasravaha. Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swasti nastarkshyo Arishtanemihi. Swasti no Bruhaspatir Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Agne Naya Supatharaye Asman Vishwani Deva Vajunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmajjuhurana Meno Bhuyishtham Te Namavuktim Vidhema. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Brahman Brahmano Brahmavarchasi Jayatama Rashtre Rajanya Shuraishavyoti Vyadhi Maharatho Jayatam Dogdhri Dhenuho Odhanadvana Susapti Purandhiryosha Jishnoratheshtha Sabheyo Yuva Asya Yajamanasya Viro Jayatam Nikame Nikamena Parjanyo Varshatu Phalavatyo na Oshadhayaha Pachyantam Yogakshemo naha Kalpetam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu Mangani Vakpranaschakshu Srutramatho Balamindriyani cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarotu Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam me astu. Tadatmani nirateya upanishatsu dharmaha te mayi santu te mayi santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Omkara Pranavare, continue. Om Purnamadaha.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tassatu. Hari Om Guruji Namaste.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. So today we are continuing with our Svetasvataropanishad Parayana and Adhyayana strips. And we see in entire 6 chapters, 113 mantras, what Svetasvatara Maharshi is trying to drive. He wants to inform that human birth is really laudable and appreciable and deserving also. And we have got this human body only because of it's a high price. We have paid all our punya before the feet of God, and we have requested him to give us a body and also the calendar of life. So these 2 things we have asked and we have purchased from God, and that has got to be properly utilized. For that purpose, so many Upanishadikaras or Maharshis and Rishis and Munis, they are all responsible to provide us Gnanam, knowledge, and that too knowledge connected to our own self, our own environment, our own targets of life, our own modes of practice. So all that has been included by so many rishis because tapas. The Taittiriya Upanishad gives you tapayiti tapo nitya paurusishtihi. Ultimately, when a discussion took place, what is ultimate, then one rishi comes, paurusishti cuts up and says that tapas is the only outlet through which you are able to unravel knowledge, secret knowledge, sacred knowledge, powerful knowledge, and knowledge connected to yourself, Paramatma, and also the goals. So Amrutaya kalpate, Amrutatvaya kalpate, and Amruta lokam gacchati, and Sayujyam gacchati, Sarupyam gacchati, etc. You are all Mahavakyas which you are being installed are given indicated in the Upanishads. So the goals are really defined, and the modes to go to the goals also have been provided, and we have a number of modules which will do it. In that spree, we have got Svetasvatara Maharshi also to make a contribution towards that goal. So he has said Amruta Bhaveyuhu, and we have to be immortal, and also we should try to go to Brahma and all that. So in this, who is that Brahma? Who is that Isvara? So that we can think of him, we can really appreciate him. So that's why we are being introduced. Who is that Isvara? What is his nature? What is his karuna? What is all this? ಏನು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ describe ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So now we are in the 6th chapter at the 21st mantra, where again the idea, there again we are informed that one can control, we can realize only through self-control. So I am reading the sloka number 21 of 6th chapter, where it is like this. Tapah prabhavat deva prasadacha brahma ha Svetasvataropanishad vidvan Adhyayana paramam pavitram Provacha samyaku ಋಷಿಸಂಘಜುಷ್ಟಂ. ಹೇಳಿ ಓಂಕಾರ ಪರ. ತಪಃ ಪ್ರಭಾವಾತ್ ದೇವ ಪ್ರಸಾದಾಚ್ಚ.
ತಪಃ ಪ್ರಭಾವಾ ದೇವ ಪ್ರಸಾದಾಚ್ಚ. ತಪಃ ಪ್ರಭಾವಾ ದೇವ ಪ್ರಸಾದಾಚ್ಚ.
ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಶ್ವೇತಾಸ್ವತರೋಯಮಿದ್ವಾನ್.
ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಃ ಶ್ವೇತಾಶ್ವತರೋತ ವಿದ್ವಾನ್. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಃ ಶ್ವೇತಾಶ್ವತರೋತ ವಿದ್ವಾನ್.
ಅತ್ಯಾಶ್ರಮಿಭ್ಯಃ ಪರಮಂ ಪವಿತ್ರಂ.
ಅತ್ಯಾಶ್ರಮಿಭ್ಯಃ ಪರಮಂ ಪವಿತ್ರಂ. ಅತ್ಯಾಶ್ರಮಿಭ್ಯಃ ಪರಮಂ ಪವಿತ್ರಂ.
ಪ್ರೋವಾಚ ಸಮ್ಯಕೋ ಋಷಿಸಂಘಜುಷ್ಟಂ.
प्रोवाच सम्यको ऋषि संगजुष्टं. प्रोवाच सम्या ऋषि संगजुष्टं.
वेदान्ते परमं गुह्यं.
वेदान्ते परमं गुह्यं. वेदान्ते परमं गुह्यं.
पुराकल्पे प्रचोदितं.
पुराकल्पे प्रचोदितं. पुराकल्पे प्रचोदितं.
नो प्रशान्ताय.
न प्रशान्ताय. न प्रशान्ताय.
प्रशान्ताय दातव्यम्.
प्रशान्ताय दातव्यम्. प्रशान्ताय दातव्यम्.
न पुत्राय शिष्याय वा पुनः.
न पुत्राय शिष्याय वा पुनः. न पुत्राय शिष्याय वा पुनः.
So now here the Svetasvatara Maharshi is giving a short acknowledgement and a polite submission that how he was able to obtain knowledge about Brahma. See, Vidwan Vishwa Svetasvataraha Ayam. See, this is a Vidwan. He is really a scholar, a learned man, and he was able to obtain this kind of knowledge and this kind of concentration of mind by simply the grace of God. Deva Prasadach. Deva Prasada is the grace of the God who will give all kind of encouragement. And more so, our job ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಪಃಪ್ರಭಾವಾತ್ practice ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Because nothing is realizable without practice. Nothing is recitable without getting the experience of it. That's why Anubhavaika Vedyam Paramatma antare. You can only realize the greatness and other influence of God through your experience, through your going through that. Something like knowing the sweetness of sugar, not looking at it or describing about it, but when you put a pinch of sugar into your mouth, tongue tells you what it is like. That's why tapaha is the practical measure, and any tapas. We have already been given modes of tapas. Any tapas will have a prabhava. Prabhava means influence, effect, and utility, and power. So, ಈ ತಪಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಪವರ್. Whenever you just connect yourself to the power, you are definitely getting the light. Something like the holder and the bulb. The mere holder is no good. It will only give you the source. But when you are attaching and putting some kind of tool to adding that, then you will get the light. So tapas is doing, and prabhava is the derivation that you get it. Therefore, we say that Veda Adhyayana. Veda Sivaha, Sivo Vedaha, Vedadhyayi Sada Sivaha. Tasma Sarva Prayatnena Vedameva Abhyaset anta. So you get this kind of idea in Upanishad, that Vedameva Abhyaset. You will get good knowledge and also absolute peace. Because Vedaha Shivaha means Veda is peaceful. And in Veda, everything is given to you, and the option is yours. Something like keeping sugar, milk, decoction, coffee or tea, and spoon, cup and saucer on the table. When you go and sit on the table, you have choice to choose mere cup, mere saucer, or mere sugar, or whatever it is. So like that, the prabhava or availability is given to us, and the availability is made by Deva Prasada. So prabhava and prasada, these two things we have to understand. Wherever there is prasada, prabhava, there will be prasada. Who is prabhava? Paramatma is prasada. When you go to a temple, you don't see only stone image. You never get the idea of stone, what kind of stone it is. Is it salagrama or any other stone? No. You only think that Paramatma is seated in the Vigraham, in the sanctum sanctorium. So you only think of the Prabhava. And because you think of the Prabhava, whatever has got Prabhava, it has got its Prasada. Prasada is kindness, compassion. So Shakespeare says, milk of kindness. Santane. So he considers, metaphorically, milk as the kindness of the cow, kindness of the milk animal. So like that here, prasadam and Brahma, ha means definitely, see, Brahma is being known to us. So definitely you are able to realize about Brahma and Brahma Jnanam and all about the Paramatma. Brahma, indeed. Vidwan Svetasvataraha. So the Svetasvatara Maharshi is a Vidwan. Who is a Vidwan? Omkarapano ಜ್ಞಾಪಕಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ದೋಷಜ್ಞೌ ವೈದ್ಯ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸೌ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ದೋಷಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡು ಹಿಡಿಯುವ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಯಾರಿಗಿದೆಯೋ, he who is able to have the diagnostic knowledge. Supposing the patient goes and gives instruction symptoms, but you should be able to conclude what could be the source of problem, And when once you recognize and remember and also identify the diagnosing that, then you are a Vidwan. Therefore, Vidwan eva vijanati vidvajjana parasramam anta Bhartara ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Na mudha janati. Na. So only Vidwan will know how difficult it is to learn things and to become Vidwan. Vidwan eva vijanati vidvat parisrama. Parisrama means work. How the scholars work up, research to find out so much of new things also. So they're all called findings. Therefore, Vidwan, that is a person who has the possession of the knowledge and ability to search, ability to identify, etc. They're all called Vidwan. And who is Vidwan? He is a realized soul. He is having a lot of wisdom, because to arrive at the wisdom, one has to work hard. To arrive at the solution of approval, one has to work. So, Svetasvataropanishad is not ordinary fellow. He is himself just telling, he is just a scholar, Vidwan. And moreover, what is the purpose of his exposition of this kind of knowledge, taking the name as Upanishad? Then he says, Atyasramebhyaha paramam pavitram. See, asrama is everybody's resort. Right from birth up to Upanayanam, any person is called a Sudra. Janmana jayate Sudraha is Manusmriti. Manu they said that anybody born is a Sudra. Sudra means service, no samskaram. But then samskarena dvijo bhavati. Upanayana samskara or brahmopadesha upadesha, then he becomes a dvija. But when he goes to Guru, Pathsala, and start learning, then he becomes a Vipra. And when he completes education and then comes home and then practices whatever he has got, he has learned through his graduation course, etc., then he is called a Srotriya. And being Srotriya, what is his goal? Srotriyam Brahmanishtam. So Srotriya again, not only they are practically oriented in the all religious rites, also they have remembered the eminence of the Paramatma, the Prabhava and Prasada of Deva. Therefore, they are all called Dharma, Karma Nishthas and Gnana Nishthas. They are all Srotriyas. Therefore, in Saitri Upanishad, we are being advised. Enanta yeke chasmat shreya gumso brahmana tesham tvayasane prasvasitavyam. So, Nangina Brahman irtare andre Brahma ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ they don't stop. The graduation does not mean you should stop there with a degree, but you should keep on working with the culture and knowledge that have been introduced by the gurus during the course. That's why you should be active graduate rather than inactive and indolent fellow. Adrinda ashrama, see, we have got 4 ashramas: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa. ಈ 4 ಆಶ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿರೋರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಪವಿತ್ರಂ ಪರಮಂ. Whatever knowledge is being installed here is not at all particularized, but it is generalized, that all ashrama people can resort to this kind of knowledge. And whatever that knowledge that has been pointed out in this Vedantic text, in this Upanishad, is being countersigned by all rishis. No rishi has got any criticism to offer to this Upanishad. Therefore, in the last line, he says, it is approved. Samyak Rishi Sangha Jushtam. Normally, whenever we do some work, we go to the Pitadipatis. For example, Srungeri Pitadipati, Dwaraka and all that. So, if they also agree, give the consent, then our right or our formulas are being attested and then validated. For example, my guru, Sri P.S. Krishnan from Nagpur, told that he has consulted the Saundara Lahari manual, performance manual, is being approved by the Sringeri Swamiji, the Pithadipati. And enough, when Guru gives you the consent and sanction, that is the end of our pursuits. So Guru Anugna, Guru Agna, Guru Samhitam, if it is there. That's why Samyaku Rushijustam. So all Rishis have approved that this kind of knowledge, that is the Prabhava, Prasada, that has been connected in this world. I mean, all that is being approved by the Gurus, by the Rishis. And therefore, Provacha. Provacha means in place of so many other Gurus, and all that knowledge has been expounded in that. So exposition, expounding, or founding that. So whatever knowledge direction that is founded by Svetasvataropanishad Maharshi, who is a Vidwan, who has the derivation of the grace of Paramatma, and who is that Paramatma? A Prabhavan, and he has given some general knowledge, not only specifically for sannyasis, because among Upanishads, we have some 2 or 3 more Upanishads which are specifically talking about the sannyasa dharma. ಈ ಸನ್ಯಾಸಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ಮುಂಡಕೋಪನಿಷತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಓದಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸನ್ಯಾಸ ಧರ್ಮಗಳು ಅವರ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಚ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ಆಶ್ರಮ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ human being is born in ashrama, gets into ashrama, lives the ashrama life, and sometimes he will take the transition to other ashramas, and then he will be getting liberated. Therefore, a course of 100 years or 10 decades, decade by decade, the mind will be also undergoing a lot of variance. You know, from 1 to 10, the mind is different. 10 to 20, the mind of individual is different. 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. So that is one stage. And again, from 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80, and 80 to 90, and 90 to 100, the same repeats, because we know that history repeats itself. Therefore, for example, when once 50 to 60, you will be just like a boy up to 10 years. 60 to 70, you will be just like the adult, teenager. And 70 to 80, you will be adult. And 80 to 90, responsible fellow. And 90 to 100 will be 50, 40, 60, where you must have developed some kind of philosophy and moderation and modulations, etc. Therefore, this is how the planning of our life, and for that. So, Brahmacharya for 8 years, and Grihastha for another 25 years or more. Then you will, after 50 onwards, you will get into the Vanaprastha, senior citizen. And afterwards, you have the choice whether you become sannyasi or not. But the sannyasa ashrama is something which you can jump, you can veto the other ashramas also. You need not wait for to be a Grihastha and Vanaprastha. Well, as you are thinking, you can just jump into. So there is that kind of transitions also admitted. The transiting also is admitted in our system. So that's why ashramas are important. So here Krishna, the Rishi is telling Atyasramibhyaha. So Atyasram, the highest order of sannyasins also enjoys it. So among ashramas, sannyasa ashrama is best. That's why it is said moksha sannyasa yoga, karma sannyasa yoga. See, for example, the 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches Arjuna karma sannyasa yoga. And in the 18th chapter, Krishna teaches Arjuna moksha sannyasa yoga. So then this Arjuna is put in a doubt. You say karma is important, you also say karma sannyasa is important. What is that? And that's what the question in 5th chapter to Krishna, and Krishna explains very much. The same manner, moksha sannyasa. So that yoga, then even that means not to think about the results more, but you just do the action. Dharma eva jayate, and dharmiko bhava, and like that. So here I think you understood that we have beautiful concepts in Vedanta: tapassu, prabhava, deva prasada, brahma, and then vidwan, atyasrama, then pavitram, paramam pavitram, and samyak rushi jangahadustam. So there is a universal approval by one and all, and it's very interesting to us. Now he is trying to give the syllabus I covered in the entire Upanishad is very valuable, but very sacred and very much secret. And this kind of knowledge has already been installed in our previous scriptures before we embark upon the land, upon the airport of Upanishads. So airport, Upanishad airport baro munche, we have already so much of knowledge around it. That's what flying knowledge, flight experience. So Anjaneya, for example, had a nice flight experience covering the 100 yojanas, and in between he underwent some kind of disturbances and won over all of them and reached Lanka. So that's a very wonderful flight experience, land experience, and execution of the mission for which one has to come. So that way Hanuman is simply a grand example for number of goals of human beings. Though he's a Vanara, but he has set human goals for the human beings. Something like in Panchatantra and Hitopadesha, where the Karataka and Damanaka are the two fellows come in dialogue, the animals. And again, all animals are the Upadeshtaraha for us. Pasavaha asmakam upadeshtaraha manushyaha sishyaha. So all human beings are our sishyas. When you read Panchatantra, Hitopadesha, Ramayana, because Ramayana is the source book to say that animals can help you too if you are in the Nyaya Patha. Now I am reading the 22nd, it's explained in the 22nd sloka, saying that Vedante Paramam Guhyam. Whatever syllabus I covered hitherto is secret in Vedanta Shastra. In Vedanta Shastra, and moreover, this knowledge is not new I am giving. It has been already covered in the former ages, in the former literature. So dating of the scriptures, people try these days, but simply they are all called Sanatana, Sanatana Sahitya, Sanatana Vangmaya, Sanatana Dharma, Sanatana Vidya, etc. The word Sanatana is valid, not trying to date Rigveda, Ramayana 500 BC, Mahabharata. So like that is just, it's only a kind of sport. That's what people say, that it is Max Muller who started the game of dating. But Valmiki, Vyasa, Maharshi, and all these people never think of dating these things, because Anadi, Adyantarahita, etc. is our Adyantarahita Purastha Yaina Namaha. In Lalita Sahasranamam, you are getting the idea that Adi Anta Rahita, the Parameswara and Parameswari, they do not have the beginning and ending. Because Krishna told in Gita, whatever Sukha, Dukkha, which has got a beginning, has no continuity at all. Adhyavanta yime Sukhaha, Dukkha yonaya evate. And so all those are the source of Dukkha. And there are 12 Dukkhas defined. Among 12 Dukkhas, even what you consider as Sukha is also 8th Dukkha. Ashtama Dukkha is Sukha. Anta helidare. So Ashtama Sukha, we can enjoy the happiness, but that will not pay you dividends. And therefore, here that Acharya is telling Paramam Guhyam Eli, not elsewhere, Vedante, because we want ultimately to resort to Vedanta. We cannot continue in the jobs. We can't continue in the family life. We can't continue in the domestic life and all that. You have to develop Vairagya. And that Vairagya spirit is being introduced to you only by Vedanta. Shankara told us, Vairagya Taila Sampurne, Bhakti Varti Samanvite, Gnapti Deepam Vilokaye, and the Shankara ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನಂತ ವೈರಾಗ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತೈಲ, ಅಂಡ್ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಬತ್ತಿ, ದಿ ವಿಕ್, ಅಂಡ್ ದೀಪ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಸೊ Bhakti, Vairagya Taila Sampurne, Bhakti Varti Samanvite, Varti is Marga, and Gnapti Deepam, Bhakti Rodu, Bhakti it's a wick, and Gnapti is the Gnana Deepam. So Ataraha is two parallels there. Therefore, we have here the beautiful expression that we have Vedante cha paramam guhyam and purakalpe prachodhitam. Please note the verb prachodayat, prachodhitam. I told you, I think you remember, in the entire mantra rasi, 10,028 mantras of Rigveda, the verb prachodayat, prachodhitam, is being used only in Gayatri mantra. Dhiyo yona prachodayat. Prachodhana is direction. Gurugal ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, they cannot constantly be with you. ಗುರುಗಳ ಪಾಠ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. But you are there to digest, practice and experience and realize whatever knowledge that has been installed in you by the Guru for a short time. Therefore, here Purakalpe Prachodhitam, all the knowledge connected to Vedanta, secret knowledge, sacred knowledge, has been directed to you in number of words, in number of chapters, in the Purakalpa, that is in previous scriptures. The highest mysticism is expounded in Vedanta in former ages, and therefore, this kind of wonderful knowledge or direction, Guru is only director. He will not be with you always. For example, Aditya Vrata ನೋಡಿದಿರಲ್ವಾ, so Agastya Maharshi ಬಂದು ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಉಪದೇಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. Along with all gods, he will go away. He will leave Rama alone to do upasana, get the spirit and kill Ravana. Similarly, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಗುರುಗಳು ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಮಾತ್ರ we have to rechew and then remember. Therefore, here also, but who should be the eligible fellow to learn, to come into the Vedanta? Who is the eligible fellow? It is only the true student. A student must be peaceful. Aprasantaya. A student must be shanta. Peace of mind. Actually, all students don't have any responsibility at all. Food is cooked and supplied by your mother, and whatever needs are there supplied by the father. And there are teachers who are able to educate you and give you peace of mind. And so, normally all students can afford to be irresponsible and responsibility free. Then what is responsibility free means shantam. So that's why the student has got more time at his disposal and more anukulas at his disposal, so that he can always get the higher knowledge. Therefore, if one student or anybody is aprasanta with a disturbed mind, then he will not be eligible for this, because he will not be able to absorb and understand all that. So, na aprasantaya datavyam. You should not give this to those people whose mind is not settled. Monkey mind irutte. Aprasanta means, that's why they say, why brahmachari, why a boy after 8 years being introduced to Gayatri mantra anta karana nimgeಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬಹುದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ the mind will be monkey mind, highly fickle. So fickleness of the mind will be controlled through Gayatri upasana. So Gayatri mantra upasananda mind becomes settled, stable, and further towards the spiritual marga. So spirituality ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗಮನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಮಂತ್ರವನ್ನು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, tomorrow in our house here, my daughter performing the Gayatri Homa, because Gayatri mantra is energy, and Mrityunjay mantra utilization and cooling the energy, so that blow hot and blow cold, normalize your behavior. So like that here, aprasantaya and na aputraya. See, aputra is those parents who don't have children. To them also they are not eligible. Aputraya and asishyaya vapunaha nadatavyam. So worthy son, not an unworthy disciple. See, there are students sitting in the class But all students are not very much sincere for the lessons that is when going on. Some people sit for, students come into the class with different mottos in them. Some people come for attendance. Some people come to read a magazine in the class, sitting in the last bench. Some people, the students we have seen, lakhs of students we have seen for long years. So the students also, though they have the student, but they should be really interested to learn, to proceed further in the knowledge. So asishyayava punaha. So that's why the Vedanta Gnana, which has been installed in this Upanishad, is only meant for those who have pleasant mind, who have mind, putra, not necessarily direct children, also students. Karatala Sanjata, all Sishyas are regarded as the sons of the Gurus, Karatala Sanjatas. They're all from the Karatala, from the hand, blessing hand of the Gurus, all people. That's why all students of a Guru, they're all called as Guru Bandhus. They're classmates. And Guru Bandhu ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾತೇನು ಓಂಕಾರ ಪರೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚಾರಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. So Sabrahmachari andre sitting in the same classroom under one guru, getting one same question paper in one subject taught by the guru. So like that, asishyaya andre arthanu sishyadika ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಆರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಂತೇವಾಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀವು ತೈತ್ರಿಯ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ವೇದಮನೂಚ್ಯ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ ಅಂತೇವಾಸಿನ ಮನುಷಾಸ್ತಿ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ವಾಸನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಂತ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಟಾಟ್ this knowledge, then he will declare the convocation address. And antevasinam, all these disciples or students are supposed to be antevasins. Antevas andre hostelites, Gurukula Vasa. They don't stay in the city and come. They stay in the campus. And they are, and even lecturers' quarters are also happen to be in the campus. So the teacher and taught both are in the university campus. So that whenever there is a need, either for guru or shishya, they will be in touch and contact. ಈಗ phones ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ they used to have personal meetings and personal offline learning, not online learning. So Guru Vidya, traditional knowledge used to be there. So punaha. Now, I think you understood. So these are all the aputra means one need not feel sad, but having learned knowledge, he should be ready to share the knowledge with his own friends and needy children. And that is exactly what is wanted. Now, that is one who has not discharged his duties, a guru not discharging his duty, like consider all, a guru should consider all his students as his own children. Then only there will be a lot of good amity, friendship and understanding and love and affection, etc. Now we shall read the 23rd and 24th sloka. 23rd. So we have come almost to the last straw of the camel's back. Namely, with this sloka, our Upanishad comes to grand end. And so afterwards, next class, I think we have just revise all the 6 chapters and all the 113 mantras. And in the next class, I would like to start a new Upanishad, whichever Omkarappa or Vasan or Gopinath will ask you. But I have the proposal to start this Aitreya Upanishad or Kathopanishad. I give you choices whether you want Kathopanishad or Aitreya Upanishad, or because this is Friday's Upanishadic session. So we take one Upanishad, whichever you propose after next class. So in the March end, after March 3rd week, we will start with the new Upanishad, which you propose to have it. Now let us read the last Purnahuti for this particular Upanishadic thinking that has been offered by Svetasvataropanishad like this. Yasya deve parabhaktihi. Gopinath avare heli. Yasya dese deve parabhaktihi. Anybody?
Yasya deve parabhaktihi. Yasya deve parabhaktihi.
Yatha deve tatha gurau.
गुरौ यथा देवे तथा गुरौ
तस्यैते कथिता हि अर्थाः
तस्यैते कथिता ह्यर्थाः तस्यैते कथिता ह्यर्थाः
प्रकाशान्ते महात्मनः
प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः
ॐ
महात्मनः
प्रकाशन्ते महात्मन इति
ॐ प्रकाशन्ते महात्मन इति ॐ प्रकाशन्ते महात्मन इति.
Beautiful. So this is the concluding oblation we made. That is the Purnahuti for this particular session, where we are telling that, so ultimately what is that Guru telling us in ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇವೇ ಪರಾಭಕ್ತಿ. Next to ದೇವೇ ಯಥಾ ತಥಾ ಗುರೌ ಪರಾಭಕ್ತಿ. And only that kind of student who has got high regard for the God, similar high regard for the Guru, and for him, arthaha katitaha. This is the syllabus. What has been told in this book is arthaha, meaningful advices or instructions have been deposited in this. Meaningful deposited are being given in this particular text. Therefore, it is said, and tasya ete katitaha, avarkoskara idannella heliddene. And mahatmanaha arthaha. What are that indicated here is mahatmanaha arthaha means those senses of knowledge, those experiences of knowledge, those expositions of knowledge, those etc., all of them who have been given out by the Mahatmas. See, Atma, Antaratma, Bhutatma, Devatma, and then we have got the Mahatma. See, Mahatmas are noble people, always having the noble thinking, always indulging in the academic discussions, or always participating in the Gnana Sabhas. I mean, that kind of higher behavior iravarellaru Mahatma. And though sometimes the Mahatmas are hopeless and wretched, still they continue to be Mahatmas. That means Mahatma is a personal trait which people should have it. And one grand example is from Mahabharata. Duryodhana is also a Mahatma. And Dharmaraja also is a Mahatma. But both are committed to something different. But still, both are respecting too much each other. And they listen to each other. They respect each other. But directions of death is different. The conditions of death is different. So that's why ಈ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಸ್ಯ ಆತ್ಮ ಮಹಾನ್ ಸಹ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ. ಮಹಾನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಅಲಾಡಬಲ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂಡ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅರ್ಥಾಹ ಮಹಾತ್ಮನಃ ಅರ್ಥಾಹ ಪ್ರಕಾಶಂತೆ. ಪ್ರಕಾಶ is illumination, lighting. So only when, for example, this Mahatma is Agastya Maharshi, and he came to Rama along with other Mahatmas like Mahadevas. Daivataischa samagamya drashtum abhyagato ranam. Is it not? So ದೇವತೆಗಳ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And that means all powers and energies also accompanied the Guru. And so that the entire Drishtipata upon Rama had upon Rama, so that Rama got unnoticed highest power because of the Drishti. Because Drishti, Karuna Drishti, Dayardra Drishti, Kataksha Vikshana, Atra ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, Krupa Kataksha. So when there is such a kind of power installed in Rama by all gods and Guru, he became highly strong. So Dravanam Chatato, Ravanam Chadruštva, Dhanurada Trirachamya Suchirbhutva, Dhanurādāya Viryavan. So ಆ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ರಾವಣ ಎನಿಮಿ ಬಂದಾಗ 3 ಸಲ ಆಚಮನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು ನೀರು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ. ಸೊ ತ್ರಿರಾಚಮ್ಯ ಶುಚಿರ್ಭೂತ್ವಾ, he did 3 times achamanam, mini bath, purification bath, and then what is the work of that? Dhanurādāya, Kshatriya will take the bow and arrow. Vasan, Brahmana ಏನು ತಗೊಂತಾನಪ್ಪ?
ಗುರುಜಿ
ಅದೇ ಗುರುಪದೇಶ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ರಿಯಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ? ಇವನು ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯ ರಾಮ ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಬಾಣ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಬಾಣ ತಗೊಂಡು ಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಯುದ್ಧಕ್ಕೆ.
ಗುರುಜಿ
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನಿ ರಿಲಿಜಿಯಸ್ ಬಾಯ್ he will take ಜಪಮಾಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಜಪಮಾಲ.
ಸೊ ಪಂಚಾಂಗ, ದರ್ಭ, ಜಪಮಾಲ 3 ಅಲ್ವಾ ಆಭರಣಗಳು. So he will take darbha and panchangam and then ಜಪಮಾಲ. ಬಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು, ಅವ್ರು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ಷತ್ರಿಯ ತುಂಬಾ ಕೆಲಸ, ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ, ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ. ಸೊ ಧನುರಾದಾಯ ವೀರ್ಯವಾನ್ ಅಂತ. ಹಂಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಾತ್ಮನಃ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಷ್ಟು ತನಕ ನಾನು ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಾಲಕ್ಷೇಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು, ಬಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ expounding knowledge by the Mahatmas who are all rishis, different rishis, Maharshapta rishis and so on. ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಹೇಳಿರುವ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಬೋಧ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆ ಬೋಧ ಏನಾಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಗಾಡ್, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಗುರು ಭಕ್ತಿ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇವತಾ ಭಕ್ತಿ, ದೀಸ್ ಟೂ added together will give you the ಅರ್ಥ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ, ವೇದಾರ್ಥ ಪ್ರಕಾಶವೂ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಓಂ ಪ್ರಕಾಶಂತೆ ಮಹಾತ್ಮನ ಇತಿ, ಇದು ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತು ಈ ಮಾತಿಂದ ಎಂಡಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವನ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮಗಳು ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಓಂ ಸರ್ವ ಪ್ರಹರಣಾಯುಧ ಓಂ ನಮ ಇತಿ, ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬಂತ. ಸೊ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ವನಮಾಲಿ ಗದಿ ಶಾರಂಗಿ ಶಂಖಿ ಚಕ್ರಿ ಚನಂದಕಿ ಶ್ರೀಮನ್ನಾರಾಯಣೋ ವಿಷ್ಣು ವಾಸುದೇವೋ ವಿರಕ್ಷತು ಸರ್ವಾಯುಧ ಪ್ರಹರಣಾಯ ಓಂ ನಮ ಇತಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಕಂಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಸಹಸ್ರನಾಮ ಪಾರಾಯಣ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ಪೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈಂಡ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಏನೇನು ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದೀವೋ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ, ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯೂಸ್. Useless knowledge we should not indulge on. Your serial alli baro knowledge alla useless alva. If you are angry, more anger comes to you. If you are already conniving gentleman, all the gentlemanness will be dropped and you become more conniving methodology, etc. No, we should only have a touch with the noble literature, and that's why he said Mahatmanaha Jnanam Prakashante. ಹೇಳಿ ವಾಸನ್. ಪೂರ್ಣಮದ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಿದಂ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ಪೂರ್ಣಮದ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಿದಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಾತ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಮುದಚ್ಯತೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಸ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಾದಾಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮೇವಾವಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಭದ್ರಂ ಕರ್ಣೇಭಿಃ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಓಂ ಭದ್ರಂ ಕರ್ಣೇಭಿಃ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಭದ್ರಂ ಕರ್ಣೇಭಿಃ ಶೃಣುಯಾಮ ದೇವಾಃ ಭದ್ರಂ ಪಶ್ಯೇಮಾಕ್ಷಭಿರ್ಯಜತ್ರಾಃ ಸ್ಥಿರೈರಂಗೈಸ್ತುಷ್ಟುಭಾಗುಂಸಸ್ತನೂಭಿಃ ಪ್ರವಿಶೇಮ ದೇವಹಿತಂ ಯದಾಯುಃ. ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ ನ ಇಂದ್ರೋ ವೃದ್ಧಶ್ರವಾಃ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ ನ ಪೂಷಾ ವಿಶ್ವವೇದಾಃ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ ನಸ್ತಾರ್ಕ್ಷ್ಯೋ ಅರಿಷ್ಟನೇಮಿಃ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ ನೋ ಬೃಹಸ್ಪತಿರ್ದಧಾತು. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು ಸಹನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. तत्सत् सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु श्रीवासुदेवार्पणमस्तु श्रीवेदपुरुष आशीर्वादोऽस्तु ॐ तत्सत्.
Yeah, this is very beautiful. Thank you. So correct. Hasan is there to conclude the entire sessions. I don't know how many sessions on Svetasvataropanishad we have spent diligently, and to all of you, very much thankful. And even our Seshatalaya is putting in the YouTube. They can always listen to that. We have number of subscribers for that. But next class, I will be able to revise from cover to cover the entire Svetasvataropanishad, 113 slokas, because our Maharshi told us what he has done all through Mahatmanaha Arthaha Kathitaha. He doesn't take authorship of this, but he only acknowledges what I have said is already put forth or enunciated by our previous Mahatmas, Maharushis, and Jnanis. And so all that I am able to give you a gist of them, which is very sacred, and I am not doing anything original. He says, see, Pura kalpe prachoditam paramam guhyam vedante arthaha maya katitaha. So it's all trying to put old wine in new bottle and marketing it. So the Upanishadkara is trying to understand whatever knowledge has been imparted in the previous scriptures, he just brought before our table, desk to desk, in brief, all the purposes, the goals, the modes of meditation, and success to attain in that, all these technology and all that has been introduced to us, so that this is highly a scientific, practical knowledge, where we have explanation, where we have reasoning it out, where we have propositions and proposals. So I think with this, I can stop, but whatever any questions you have got, you are welcome, sir, to ask just now, anything.
Guruji, next week we'll go for Adhyayana Upanishad, Guruji.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸಮ್ಮರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಐತರೆಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಬಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಐ ಯು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಆಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂಥರ ಸಮ್ಮರಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆರ್ ಮಹಾತ್ಮನಃ ಅರ್ಥ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಕಥಿತಾಹ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದಟ್. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಐ ವ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ it will be very better alva. So a bird's eye view ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ there, so that that knowledge will be treasured in the YouTube also. And afterwards I take to this Aitareya Upanishad, which belongs to Rigveda. Now we have gone all through the Yajurveda Upanishads. Now we go to Rigveda Upanishad. That Aitareya is a great Rishi. And we have got Aitareya Brahmana, Aitareya Aranyaka, and Aitareya Upanishad. And again, Aitareya, all plenty of literature is there about Aitareya Maharshi, who is the Guru of Gurus, and who has actually promulgated the Rigveda. And he belongs to Rigveda community. And we have seen Yajurveda community, how they are. And even Rigveda, we get to hold of so many secrets and explanations for that, what we have got to note it. ನಾವು ಏನೇನು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಐತರೇಯ ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೌ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್, ಬಟ್ ಋಷೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟ್ರೈಡ್ ಟು ಅನ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ದಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ರೆಟ್ and they wanted to inform, preserve or treasure that knowledge to the posterior generations of people. And periodically they have been doing that. So that's why now also our generation is doing one work, and next generations are there. They also have got good scope to start thinking, and reflections and criticism, positive or negative, could be done on these things. Therefore, Gnanam is an open secret. Nobody is authority for that. That's why he said that ಅಪೌರುಷೇಯ ಅಂತ ಶಬ್ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಗಳು ಅಪೌರುಷೇಯಗಳು, there is no human authorship for them. but they're all revealed texts directly from the God. If Agni Sukta is there, Agni has consented to give that kind of knowledge about me to the public. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಗ್ನೇ ಅವಾಗ ಅಗ್ನಾಯಾಹಿ ಭೀತಯೇ ಗೃಣಾನೋ ಹವ್ಯದಾತಯೇ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ, ಓ ಅಗ್ನಿ, come to the sacrificial ground, and you are being praised and invited sincerely by the havyadata, the yajamana, who is ready to give you food, offerings. Grunana havyasi agne agnayahi. And Vitaye, Vita is occasion, celebration. So the Ajamana is making the celebration by giving food, by making praise, and by bringing the benefits of you to the people. It's a big Sambhuya Samuthana. That is what we call Yagnam. So Yagna Amartha Idivanta. So Adi Rigveda Sukta. Rigvedali, we just invite him. Agni, who is this Agni? They are introduced also. Agni Mile Purohitam. He's a Purohita. All said and done, who is Mr. Agni? Agni is only interested to cause good for all the citizens of the town. Purasya hitam karoti yaha saha purohitaha. Purasya hitartham yaha sanchalati saha purohitaha. Definitely. In fact, ನಮ್ಮ ವೇದಾಧ್ಯಯನ ಕೇಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ on the afternoon for about 4 hours or so, we have done seminar on parohityam, the priesthood ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Avaga we invited our Raghuda temple priest, chief priest, that yarapavanu martibirtene avaru bandidare, and so many priests have come and they have shared their knowledge about that. Tumba chennagittu. Yaravaru Raghuda temple alli iruva, I forgot, I'll get it. So it's easily we forget their names. So hagide. So thank you very much. We have met. Any questions are there, Gopinath avare or Sophia ji? You are just intermittent nowadays. Whenever opportunity, you are ceasing to listen to this kind of talk. So God bless you, all people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Guruji. I don't know. I just come to know one day in advance if I have to go to office. So if I have to go, I have to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not able to attend. Friday is usually shorter day, so that no meetings also. So I can join. But I wanted to ask you, yesterday evening you had Bhagavad Gita class.
Yeah, I had a class in the evening. Every Thursday, evening 5 to 6 in Eastern time. I just take, I'm now in the 5th chapter. That's why, because I'm fresh with Gita knowledge, I'm able to quote that 5th chapter is talking about. And what is now in the Atlanta group, people who come at 9 o'clock in the night, I am in the 14th chapter. Because that 14th chapter of Gita is sandwiched between Akshara Yoga, that is, then the next one is Purushottama. In between Purushottama and that Akshara Yoga, or what you call the Kshetrajna Vibhaga. So Kshetra, Kshetrajna and Purushottama. In between these two things, there is that sandwiching of Gunatraya Vibhaga.
Okay.
So actually, when you go to that any restaurant, they put a lot of vegetable greens and in between two bread pieces.
Right.
So it is like bun. What is called? I forgot the name. So something like that, putting the all leaves and everything in that vegetable in between two flaps and giving us. We enjoy that very much. So like that, this Gunatraya Vibhaga is beautifully described. Is being described by, and soon after Gunatraya Vibhaga, information and trying to be rising higher about these 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo gunas, then you will be really realizing the Paramatma and the Moksha, and that's exactly where any Purusha can become a Purushottama Yoga. And Purusha does not mean only man. You should know, not. Purusha means only body, Sarira. Purisete ite Purusha. So it may be a female arrangement is different, a male arrangement is different, and the arrangement difference is only for sake of creation. And otherwise, both are same. That's what our Vedas indicate. So whether God has given male body or female body, one need not regret. But one should be happier because they get the body.
Okay. So just one last question is yesterday's session, where I can find in the YouTube or where I can find the link just to go to.
Link.
listen.
I sent you a link that will be there constantly. But in YouTube, they are turning it out, and there's one lady, Achal, she is also a doctor, but she is organizing that particular way, Zoom for sake of her children. So our children also will join. Next week, you can try them if you are free at 5 o'clock.
Okay, I will. Thank you, Guruji.
So you will understand. There we are talking about the Gnana Vijnana Yoga is over. Then next is the 5th chapter we are going to, because every chapter is independently a textbook.
Yes. Okay.
So
but we are not going in the sequence, right? From 1 to 18 chapter. We are not going in that sequence, or we are going in that sequence.
Because it's a ladder. Bhagavad Gita is a ladder with 18 steps. Why? In order that nashto moha smriti labdha and prasada. In order to get rid of the moha, in order to remember or get awakened of the duty to which we are all born to come and committed, and ultimately trying to work for the prasada of Krishna. So these three factors have been well portrayed in the entire Bhagavad Gita in the form of a ladder by Krishna. He has to put the ladder of yoga because Arjuna went on crying. Arjuna crying is a serious matter, emergency.
Yes.
If ABCD were to cry, nobody bothers much. But if Arjuna were to cry, it is really a critical problem, crisis.
Yes.
So the management of a good hero is what exactly Krishna did it in a very smooth, calm, composed manner. Ultimately, he loses moha over his own kith and kin. At the 10th chapter, he says, moha has gone off. And only klaibya and smriti, these are the two things that bothering Arjuna. And so Krishna required another 8 chapters from 11 to 18 to see that he also gets dropped down of the klaibyam or klibatvam or diffidence and fear. And next also moha completely eradicated. Then because in war, there is no love. If there is love, there is no war at all.
There is no war.
No love, no affection in war. It's just anger, fighting, and death. Fight up to death. Either you kill or you get killed. Is it not?
Yes. Yes.
Yashova mrutyurva antare. Nam life al how it is. Yasho, if you will win the war, you will get the kirti. And if you die in the war, still kirti, because you will be Veera Chakram, Mahavira Chakram, you will get it.
Yes, yes, that's what Lord Krishna says.
Is for dharma. It's a court for all Kshatriyas.
Yes.
What they cannot decide on vocally, then they have to decide in the war. That's exactly what happened. You know, Sanjaya was sent by Dhritarashtra as a part of envoy, ambassador, to tell Dharmaraja, already Dharmaraja brothers are used to live in forest for 13 years. They can extend their stay in forest for another 13 years so that his sons will be continuously on the throne and enjoy the royal luxury. Look at the mind of that father.
Yes, yes.
So when Sanjaya came with that message to Dharmaraja, you must read the dialogue between the Sanjaya Rayabaram or the envoyship of Sanjaya. And when that there was a very hard conversation between Sanjaya and Dharmaraja. And Sanjaya was supposed to console. And Sanjaya had no negation or answer for all the objections and conditions and reasons raised by Dharmaraja. And therefore, he was infuriated too much by Dharmaraja's sayings. And he went back to Dhritarashtra in the evening and shouted at him like anything. Because Dharmaraja, only Sanjaya and Vidura are the only two great fellows who are eligible to shout at Dhritarashtra too much.
Mm.
But poor Dhritarashtra is so overpowered by the love to his eldest son.
Yes.
So long he doesn't talk to him, he doesn't talk to his eldest son or see the eldest son, he is good boy.
Yes. That's
Once
the cause of.
Duryodhana comes with proposal, he turns very bad.
Yes.
So he
Yes,
just
Guruji.
turncoat. It's called that. Dhritarashtra is a turncoat.
Mm.
So he will just turn the coat and black and white coats. So white coat is doctor, black coat is killer.
Yes, yes. Yes, Guruji. I will definitely attend Thursday 5 o'clock with the same
Okay,
link.
ma.
Yes. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all of you.